Audre Lorde, Black lesbian warrior, poet, mother. Life as Audre Lorde. Audre Geraldine Lorde was born February 18, 1934 in New York. Her parents were Grenada immigrants, an island country in the Caribbean. Audre attended Catholic school up until high school. It was in Catholic school where she experienced racism. After she decided that Catholic school was not for her, she went on to Hunter High School. After graduating from Hunter High School, she attended Hunter College where she received her bachelor's in library science. After Hunter College, she moved to Columbia University where she earned her master's in library science. In 1962, she married Edward Collins. Together, they had 2 children. 8 years later, they divorced. Audre Lorde moved to Mississippi where she began teaching and writing at Tougaloo College. It was in Mississippi where she witnessed the deep roots of racism and sexism. Also while in Mississippi, Audre met Frances Clayton, who would become a partner for a long time. Audre Lorde participated in an African naming ceremony and was given the name Gamba Adisa, which means warrior. She makes her meaning known. Lorde was diagnosed with breast cancer and lost her battle November 17, 1992. She died on the island of St. Croix, an island in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Audre describes herself as Black, lesbian, mother, poet, and warrior. Her work focused mainly on race and sexuality. She also focused on the double minority women, women who vary in race, class, sexuality, and age. She also discusses the differences between white women's experiences and Black women's experiences. She says that Black women's experiences are marginalized. She also disagrees with the theory of difference, which is the idea that men and women are strictly opposites. Audre Lorde was a feminist activist during the second wave feminist movement. During this movement, women were fighting for their rights, although this movement was focused mainly on the rights for middle-class white women. Lorde disagrees with feminist organizations at this time, like the National Organization for Women and Betty Friedan's The Feminist Mystique, because they focus solely on middle-class white women's rights and experiences. During this time, there was little representation for women of color, lesbians, and the combination of the two. Black lesbian women's experiences were not considered normal, so they are much less represented in the foundation of the feminist movement. Lorde's poetry. While in high school, Lorde wrote a love poem, and it was published in 17 magazine, making it her first time being published. Her work was found in Black literary magazines, foreign anthologies, U.S. Magazine, and Langston Hughes' New Negro Poets. Some of her most famous works include First Cities in 1968, From a Land Where Other People Live, 1973, The Black Unicorn in 1973, The Cancer Journals in 1980, and A Burst of Light in 1988. Now here is a video clip of Audre talking about her first poem that was published.
Sure, I remembered all of those particular things. I started writing because I had a need inside of me to create something that was not there. Now you say you're lonely. You cry the whole I was editor of my high school magazine, and I wrote a poem about love. And the student advisor, the faculty advisor, said it was a bad sonnet. And I really knew that it was a good one, do you see? But I knew that she didn't like it because of the things that I said in it. So I sent it off to 17 Magazine, and they bought it. And I made more money from that one poem than I made for the next 10 years. You say you're sorry for being so untrue. Well, you can cry.
Now I will read The Black Unicorn by Audre Lorde, which is one of her most famous poems. The black unicorn is greedy. The black unicorn is impatient. The black unicorn was mistaken for a shadow or symbol or taken through a cold country where mist painted mockeries of my fury. It is not on her lap where the horn rests, but deep in her moon pit growing. The black unicorn is restless. The black unicorn is unrelenting. The black unicorn is not free. In this poem, Audre Lorde is talking about black women and their experiences and injustices they experienced throughout their lifetime. Audre Lorde was a moving poet who focused on the experiences and injustices faced by women of color as well as women of other minorities like lesbians. She spent most of her time writing and advocating for rightfully deserved equality. She is a landmark poet of her time because of her activism. Light was shed on the experiences women like her had.